Good evening, guys. Welcome to On the Level Racing channel. And again, we got the back three winners at the Punchestown Festival. Struggling a little bit in these handicaps to try and get winners. However, it's still a profit, which is good. Like I said, I will do obviously the final stats over the bank holiday weekend to see where we finished at Punchestown by tomorrow. However, I'm not going to be on the podcast too long, so it's going to be quite a quick one here. Two meetings we're going to cover is obviously the Guineas meeting at Newmarket and obviously Punchestown again for the last day. So I'm going to go straight into the Newmarket 150, which is the My Odds Boost on Betfair Suffolk Stakes. It's over 9 furlongs, good to firm ground. Reasonably money, around about £18,000 to the winner. And I'm on the fence in this race, but I think the £5 claimer William Carver riding Andrew Balding's horse here on Bell Rock will have to have a very significant chance here, I think, of actually taking this race. Consider the horse has already stayed the trip last season when finishing a very, very good third in the Cambridgeshire Handicap last year. And obviously stayed on well off a mark 103, comes here obviously with the same mark. And I would like to think he's definitely the horse to beat here. Little bit concerned about the stall 5. However, he is obviously probably the best horse in the race. So really, that's where my bet will go in the first race there. Others to look at here, I think the high draw will have to be very significant, especially over 9 furlongs. You've got Ralph Beckett's horse there, Mascat. Again, once more, we see Laura Pearson come here with a £5 claim. Extremely good second last time out in the Rip and Silver Bowl back in this April, recently, finishing 3 parts of a length behind a horse called the Bill Champion. I don't think that forms that side really, just the fact that Hauser Black was beaten quite convincingly recently. Even though Seville Champion, I believe, has gone on to win again. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he went on to win again at in a trophy handicap again when he's returned to Ripon. And won it up a mark of 98. I don't really think anything else in the race has really stood out for me. Obviously, you always got to respect Jim Crowley when he rides with Mark Johnston. Or he's got Maidani here. You've got Charlie Appleby's horse here, Bright Meaded at the top here. The horse has been that's coming off the back of a win at Maidan on turf. We're winning over this distance on good ground. And it's interesting that obviously James Doyle will not be riding at this time. James Doyle is obviously elected to ride Starcat for Hughie Morrison. Obviously, William Buick is purely the first choice jockey for Charlie Appleby. I'm going to think that the reason why Bell Rock lost his way at the back end of last season, I'm hoping this Maidan run has sharpened up Bright Melody for a good campaign this year. I mean, he's currently in the market 130, 4-1 joint favourite with Bell Rock, Starcat up there as well on the betting, and also Maidan. It's a very, very tight betting heat to the top 5 in the betting. But I'm going to go with Bright Melody here. I'm hoping that Maidan run over this distance recently, 10 days ago, has obviously sharpened the horse up quite well. I think we can go 1 point win here at 4-1 with William Hill and Nat Labrooks on Bright Melody. That's 1 point win on Bright Melody in the 150 at Newmarket. On to the 225. 9 go to post in this Group 3 Palace House Stakes. Sharp 5 furlongs here. Again, I'm going to go with the fact that Charlie Appleby's horse here could give obviously William Buick and trainer a quick fire double here at Newmarket. Again, I think the Maidan form's quite good, finishing 3rd. Last seen behind Equilateral of Charlie Hills. Did nothing wrong in the race. Lost by 2 lengths. And I think it'd be more to come from this horse. Considering this horse is a sprinter, he's very, very likely race for a sprinter. Others here, I mean, Arecibo, obviously we know Robert Arecibo recently joined Robert Cowell's stables from David O'Mara's. And obviously Elisa Life, we tipped him up on here. Arecibo came out and won nicely when beating a horse called Arawayat here over on the course and distance. Form-wise, that form has not really been frank because Rawayat was actually beaten quite convincingly recently at Ascot last week in the Welfare Clyde Handicap up a mark of 86. So obviously Arecibo, I think obviously it's still quite high enough in still quite high enough in the weight set of mark of 99. Ed Walker's horse here came from the dark. I think we've got more to come from this this 5-year-old gelding. Beat Garris last time out by the shortest of margins by neck. Got up on the line. We tipped Garris up that day, so it's quite annoying. The fact that Garris and came from the dark, there was £4 between, so Garris was given £4 at that time. They both just come off the back of a wind operation, so they're having a second run back from a wind operation, both of them, and they ran exceptionally well. This time around, obviously they'll come off level weight, so obviously Garris is £4 in Garris's favour. But I think if I saw the race, I think Came from the Dark was finishing off the race far superior than Garris was. And I think it's going to be very difficult to request that Garris could reverse that form that Came from the Dark this time around. Robert Cowell's also got Al Jardi in this race. Charlie Bishop takes the ride. About 11-1 shot. Last seen finishing second on the all-weather over 6 furlongs. Won on good ground over 5 furlongs back in Beverley last year, winning the conditions race off a mark of 107. Comes into a mark 103, so £4 drop. Definitely good enough to have a go at this. And last but not least, Julie Camacho's judicial here at the bottom here. And it's been seen now for 168 days. Last seen when running 5th at Lingfield in listed company. Won at Chester last year, and most of the form line for me is on the order. Is a course and distance winner back in July 2019. When winning off a mark of 105 in a 2-horse affair and a condition stakes. Struggled to win that, to be honest with you. Only beat Encore Dior by a short head of Robert Cowell's. Obviously, Robert Cowell's come here firing on all cylinders. He's got Dubai Destination, who obviously has come to his stable. He's got 3 runners in the race. And I will probably say on merit that I wouldn't... I think Al Jadi, has probably shown a little bit more form, even though Arecibo won last time out. But I think this is a very good possibility here that Lazuli, Charlie Appleby's could make it a quick fire double for Buick as well. So that would be a 1-point win at 3-1 William Hill on Lazuli in the Palace House Stakes at 225. On to 3 o'clock, which is the Jockey Club Stakes, with the Group 2 Owen Mile and a half. One of my favourite horses runs in this, and that is Pile Driver. As we know about this horse here, I think it surprised quite a few people last season when landing the Group 2 King Edward VII Stakes at Ascot. Wasn't overly disgraced when finishing 11th in a very, very poor derby. And then came out of York and won the Great Voltigeur Stakes, Group 2, but didn't progress any further that season. Finished 3rd in the St Leger, and then went on to finish 7th in the Champion Stakes behind a horse called Adiyab. As we know, Adelia has gone on and had great success down in Australia. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty versatile on any ground, really, this horse. And I won't be surprised to see Pole Driver run it exceptionally well again. He's coming into this race right price of 9-4. Most of the money's been ran for Mark Johnston's horse here, Sir Ron Priestley. Now this horse will definitely get the trip, I think. Been running it over mile 6. Was won the Further Flight Stakes back in April at Nottingham. Prior to that, as for Newmarket runs, has never run at Newmarket, which is not a bad thing coming into this race. He had a cracking season last year, winning 5 of his 7 runs. It was quite impressive. I mean, an improved £22 over the course of the year. Best run for me, yeah, had to be a very good second to Logican in the St Ledger, where he had that form is pretty average. Native Roads run recently against the great Stradivarius, finishing third to Stradivarius, a length and a quarter off. So yeah, the horse has definitely got form over mile 6. The worry about is it going to be good enough to see this horse drop back? His Further Flight winner was beating Roshan Wind. The first 2 were clear quite convincingly, 8 lengths clear of Raymond Tusk. That was a mark 112. If we get a penalty to him, which would be a group, to be a listed, so he'd come into group company. You'll probably go in with about a £4 or £5 penalty for that. He will come in just off a mark of 112. So Ron Priestley could be very, very well treated here. Pile Driver does go well first time out, but I'm just a little bit concerned that it's a little bit tougher than what he's anticipating on his first time out career runs. And I think Sir Ron Priestley could take the better of him. You can't overlook Johnson's other horse here, who ran 8 days ago, Thunderous. Never went a yard when finishing last in the Gordon Richard Stakes, the Group 3 over at Sandown, over 1 mile and a quarter. Will step up in trip for the first time, which I think is a very, very smart move by all concerned. Being by Night of Thunder, who was like more of a mile and a quarter horse. Ryan Moore comes in for the ride. Ryan Moore is starting to pick up some winners, as so is Johnson. I mean, Ryan has been running quite well recently, even though I don't like the guy. But I think Thunderous at a price could be overpriced. Thing about Ryan Moore, he tends to get stuffed on more favourites, but when he's on like a horse that he doesn't think he can win on, he seems to ride much better. And I'm willing to have a little stab on this guy. I mean, I think Pole Driver is vulnerable. I think Sir Ron Priestley is obviously we don't know about the trip with this horse. I mean, stepping back, I don't think it will inconvenience the horse, but I'm just concerned that he's got no form here at Newmarket. I mean, Thunderous, as we know, ran here last year when finishing second in the Fairway Stakes to Vulcan Star for a mark of 103. It was fancied. That was a listed event. I think this horse could run very well here over a mile and a half. Interesting, Ryan Moore has chosen this horse over Ron Priestley. So I think a 10-1, he could be very, very overpriced. I think an each way bet here, 11-1 with Bet365, half point each way, 11-1 Bet365. I think it's a very, very open 5-horse affair. On to the 340, which is the main bet of the day, which is the Quick Code 2000 Guineas. I've had a really, really good look at this race. Trust me, it's not an easy one here. And I'm actually gone for 2 outsiders of the field. My first choice is Chindit. I was very, very impressed with this horse winning the Greenham. I mean, it was the first run of the season. He had to really knuckle down to beat Memento by a neck. But however, what you've got to understand is it was a great run by Pat Dobbs. brought the challenge just perfect. I think stepping up to a mile is going to benefit the horse quite considerably. I think way overpriced for me at 16 to 1. You can generally get 16 to 1 with this horse with bet 365. 18s. You know, we're getting 18s on the board here. Just want to see who's got 18s with. Betfair. Okay, that's my bet. So it's half point each way on 18 to 1 on Chindit. And another one I do like in this race is Charlie Appley's horse here. James Doyle takes the ride on One Ruler. I think there's more to come from this horse this year. Wasn't disgraced when seen recently in the Veteran Futurity Trophy Stakes at Group 1, which is second to Max Swinney. Obviously, Max Swinney doesn't take his chance here. Prior to that was a one over a mile here, course and distance on soft ground of a mark of 102. He's got course form. I think the Futurity Trophy Stakes is a very, very strong race coming into this. The fact that he finished second, only 3 parts of an length off the winner, I think we could see a big run from One Ruler here from stall 7. And so that would be a half point each way on 10 to 1 with bet 365 and One Ruler also. And the other horse is a half point each way. It's 18 to 1 with Betfair on Chindit. That will be my finishing selections for Newmarket. We're going to now head off to Punchestown, the main meeting of the day really for me. Again, we've got some big handicaps, guys. It's not going to be easy. It's again first race. We go straight in there. It's a cross country chase here, and I think I could probably back 2 against the field again. This one each way and one at one I really fancy. The one I fancy here is Stand Up and Fight. You can't take nothing away from the race 3 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? When finishing third over here over 34 over 4 mile 2 when behind Singing Banjo. Consider Singing Banjo had come out and won previous at the same meeting. He was just under 9 lengths behind the winner. It was a very, very moderate race here, but the fact that was in the Latoish Cup cross country. But the fact is that they think he's not had a hard race, and he's come out here, and he could run a big race again. He's beaten favourite that day. I think a 1 point win at 3 to 1 generally. Yeah, 3-1 bet 365. 130 with Paddy Power. So at 1 point we win 130. Stand Up and Fight. 130 with Paddy Power. And I want to each rate here. I'm gonna stick back with this horse because this Baddy Broker Bridge was not actually fancy to win, but he won the prior finishing behind Singing Banjo, so obviously franked that form again. And the fact that Stand Up and Fight was in front of him, you can't really overlook Baddy Bridge's run in this the Tush Cup. Pure the fact that he was tracking leaders on turn before the 13th, soon headed and slipped up. So the horse mate slipped up, and he has won at this course before over the cross country trip. I think, yeah, I think he actually won that race like the year before. So, and obviously you've got Blue Templar in there as well, who finished 6th. £7 claimer on board. Finished 6th in the same race there. But after watching that race again, I think, pushed along briefly. Soon track leaders left in the head of attempt, pushed the 13th, soon led again, headed before the 17th, bad mistake in the 22nd, third and slipped slightly after 5 out, no extra from 2 out. So 3 mile 7, 3 mile 6 this horse is probably looking for, and he's going to get 3 mile 1. So obviously again you can't outright Blue Temple in this race either. Very interesting booking of the Apprentice. Consider Edna Bulger's won it the last 2 years, and Blue Temple was last year's winner of this race. So there's a few there you could probably think, yeah, okay, they're going to run well. A few of these also have won this race more than once. Jossie's Orders has won it like twice. Sides in Australia won it twice. Fernie's well won it 3 times. So yeah, it seems to be around the horses for courses. So if I'm going to stick my head out here, I said not changing my mind. Okay, I know what I said, what I fancied. But standing up fights, I think one, and I think Blue Templar's the other. Even though I think Bandy Broke Bridge cannot be overlooked, but I just thought he was beaten when he did slip up. So I'm going to hopefully with the step back in trip for both horses. I think Stand Up and Fight and Blue Templar can run exceptionally well here. They're both quite short enough in the market. Stand up fight, you can get obviously 130 penny pounds. There's 1 point win there. And Blue Templar is a very, very big price here. I mean, Blue Templar is 20 to 1, where Buddy Broke Bridge is 16s. He just significantly Blue Templar won this last year. So I think a half point each way, 20 to 1 with Paddy Power on Blue Templar. That's in the 215. In the 250, this is the Cole Quinn BMW Group Handicap Chase, not 45, sorry, 3 mile 7 contest. Again, I looked at this race and I did like 2 again, and that was Regal Encore and Young Dev. Regal Encore obviously is the mount of Simon Torres for Anthony Honeyball. As we know, Anthony Honeyball had a winner already here. This is the only second horse he sent over this week. He's around 15 to 2. And I mean, he's an out-and-out stayer, Regal Encore. I think you could overlook he's running the Midlands Grand National with Vision 12th over 4 mile 2. Didn't really get the distance. And prior to that was seen over 3 miles when he finished second and beat him ahead by Captain Chaos for a mark of 150. He has been here before. Finished in this race over 3 mile 7, 18 lengths behind Cloudy Morning. I think this drop back in a little bit trip is going to help. He is, as I said, he is an out-and-out stayer. I think the booking of Simon Torrance is very, very significant. I mean, he beat some neck that day quite a long way. So that's where my first bit would go. Definitely Regal Encore here. Prices we're going to get here is 8 to 1. So I think 1 point each way, 8 to 1, Regal Encore. And I'm going to have a little half a point each way here on Young Dev as well. I mean, he's putting a pay first 4, first 5 past the post. But Young Dev here represents Dennis Hogan here. Darrow O'Keefe comes in for the ride. Ran 8 to 1. You can get 9s. This horse has got a very, very good chase record. Not really ever exposed either around these ranks. Last seen at Ferry House, overextended 3 miles when finishing second to If I Could, I Would. Ran exceptionally well, beating a length and a half. Looks like he had the race in the bag. Could not get to the winner in the closing stages. So I think, I think it was a rather good run by Young Dev, and consider the horse not really unexposed around the chasing ranks. I think half a point each way here on Young Dev at 9 to 1. That's in the 250. In the 320, it's the Coolmore Kew Gardens Irish EBF Mares Champion Hurdle, Grade 1, 2.5 miles, 72 grand to the winner. Obviously, it's going to be a case of can Constantista get herself back on track and win this. She's 11 to 10, even money to win this race. And I can't really see anything beating her. I'm not going to have a bet in the race. I think she's much too classy for this lot, I think, personally. So we're going to move on to the 4 o'clock, which is the Ballymore Champion 4-year-old hurdle, over 2 miles, 60 grand to win, 9 go to post. And I mean, I definitely in the Winnie Munnings camp here. I think the Triumph Hurdle from Cheltenham is a very, very big trial race for this. If we have a look at obviously Winnie Munnings' horse here, if I can say it correctly, as Holt and Colliers. Last seen obviously in the Triumph Hurdle when finishing third, 3.25 lengths behind Cornelius. Back in second there was Adagio, and Zena here back in fourth. But Tritonic has gone back to running on the flat and wasn't that impressive, was beaten quite convincingly. I just think Holt the Ecologist for me, Winnie Munnings' horse. I think the fact that obviously Patrick Mullins will come in for the ride this time. Paul Townend keeps the ride. Sorry. I think this is a very, very good bet. I think this is nap of the day for me. And I think this, obviously Rachel Blackmore and Henry Dodd Bromhead's horse is not really coming out of Cheltenham that well. It's Saint Sam, also Winnie Mullins' horse here. Can't disregard Saint Sam either. I mean, exceptional run behind Jeff Kidder in the Fred Winter. Wasn't disgraced at all, beaten 2 lengths, but has been beaten by Quilixios, and he has been beaten by Zanier twice last season. So I think, obviously Jeff Kidder's in this as well. But I mean, I like to think Honk de Couleurs can actually really step it up here, and it could be a possession. It could be very impressive indeed. We could see another star in the making for the Mullins camp. And I think a 2-point nap at 2-1 bet 365. That's in the 4 o'clock at Punchestown on Hort en Couleurs. On to a 4:30. Again, we have another big handicap here, and it's really just basically stick a pin here, I think, guys. But I've had a good look. Only one caught my eye in this race, believe it or not, and that's actually Philip Hobbs' horse here. Keith Sexton comes in right on Musical Slave. I think this horse is better than what it's shown so far this season. Came out unseeded rider on seasonal debut at Doncaster in a listed chase. Very, very. I mean, I was quite disappointed in the Swindley chase at Ascot. We're finishing 3rd behind Captain Chaos. I was beaten quite a long way in that process, and then came out of Cheltenham in the Kim Muir and finished 9th behind Mount Ida. And what again wasn't disgraced there either, over 3¼ miles. This is obviously 3 miles. The horse has got 1 course form here on the chasing ranks when finishing 5th in a novices limited handicap of 131 2 seasons ago, and was a winner here over 2 mile 5 when landing the series final handicap hurdle 95 to 123 here at Punchestown back on the 1st of May, which was the festival. So he is a festival winner. Musical Slave, and I'd like to think this horse can get back on track. I mean, Philip Hobbs obviously brought over another horse today, which I possibly put up. I was very, very disappointed the way Simon Torrens rode the horse. I thought he would have been in contention at the end, even though Asteron Colonges was quite impressive. I still think he would have been placed if obviously Simon Torrens didn't over jump the horse when didn't really need to. So my only bet here will be Musical Slave. Around a nice price here, around 11 to 1 with bet 365, so it'll be half a point each way, 11 to 1 on Musical Slave. That's in the 4:30. On to the 5:05. This is the BaroneRacing.com handicap hurdle. It's good prize money. It's £60,000 to the winner. 27 runners over 2.5 miles. Again, you're going to get paid out on first 5 probably on this race. And I looked at this and I thought, why not give her a chance? But Rachel Blackmore won this on a Winnie Mullins horse a couple of seasons ago, and she's got another good chance here on a horse called Sayo. I don't think the horse was disappointing at all. We finished, I thought, a very, very good 4th at Cheltenham in the Coral Cup when behind Heaven Help Us. Prior to that, I finished 7th in a 0 to 150 handicap hurdle over at Leopardstown when it finished in 7th. I think the Cheltenham form was quite strong. I'd like to think that this horse could step up again. And the fact that Rachel Blackmore, I mean, it's good to see her win on Honeysuckle today, and I mean, I'd like to see her get a handicap win as well. She's a very, very talented jockey, and I think she deserves to get another winner here. Others in the race I looked at, there wasn't really nothing significantly jumped out at me. So that would probably just be the only bet for me. What price is Kashari first, guys? Hang on. Okay. I just want to quick look at this Kashari of Winnie Mullins. 25 to 1 shot, yeah. could be a big price. Okay, ran the Coral Cup, finished 18th, obviously behind Henry de Bromhead's horse, I think, Kashari. Yeah, finished a long way behind Sayo in the Coral Cup. Prior to that, I finished 6th to May's Runner, which again I think is the same race. He beat Sayo at Leopardstown when they met, and obviously Sayo has reversed that form at Cheltenham. But then again, I'm back on Irish form. You just never know. 2.5 miles, 2.5 mile, finished second at Kilbeggan off a mark of 140. Come to this on a handicap mark 143. Could be still a little bit too high. But at the prices, I mean, Kashari is 25 to 1. It's a big price, really. I'm thinking, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a little half a point each way on this, I think. Obviously, you got Dandy Mag as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, Mullins has had a couple of big winners in this race, big prices, you know. And out of form horses, I think, as well, have won it. Yeah. Okay. As I said, Sayo's one of them. That's the one each way bet. And I'm gonna go at Kashari here. Anyway, I don't want to be talking myself out of bets when I'm going to put something up. I'm just going to look at Dandy Mag. Okay, see if Dandy Mag's done anything significantly. Okay, Dandy Mag finished 7th to Miss Milner at Cheltenham in the per temps. 1 over 3 miles at Leopardstown when beating the Boss's Oscar. I mean, that's pretty better hurdle form, isn't it? I mean, it was 148 against Miss Milner. It's dropped to 143. Okay. Consider I don't know much about this R.A. Doyle jockey for Winnie Mullins. I'm going to say that he's there on sufferance. I think Danny Mag's actually got some solid form over Kashari. So yeah, okay. So like I said, it's going to be half a point each way at 16 to 1 on Sayo with most firms. And I am going to have a bet on Dandy Mag at 25 to 1. Half a point each way at 25 to 1. Kashari wins, you can scream at me. And on to the 540. It's the Quinn BMW Group Mares Handicap Hurdle. 12 grand to the winner. 19 again, go to post. Another big field, guys. 2.5 miles. Again, I didn't have much of a look at this, but I fancy, again, 2 against the field. I fancied Colonsis, but the only reason I didn't want to go all in on Gavin Cromwell's horse here, because I think the horse is a little bit inexperienced here. But again, not overly exposed. A lot of these are, but you just never know with these kind of handicaps. Again, Winnie Money's got Classy Kane there, fell last time out. But I'm going to go with Simon Torrens here. Hope you've got this right. This ride on Spruced Up. Last seen finishing 8th over at Ferryhouse in a very competitive 80 to 116 handicap hurdle. We have to go back until Ferryhouse January last year when winning off a mark of 105. Simon Torrens has ridden the horse on a couple of occasions, so he knows the horse quite well enough. And at 15 to 2, I think it could be an each way bet here. JP McManus's horse. But the yard are out of form a little bit. But I'm willing to go half a point each way at 15 to 2 here on Spruced Up. Yeah. Okay, so then on to the 610. which actually is the last race of the meeting. This is the Pro-Am flat race for 4-year-olds and 7-year-olds. Just allows you 6,000 to the winner. It will probably pay 4 places this with some firms. And I can't remember if I've made a nap already today. I think I haven't. Yeah. So this is going to be my next best bet of the day. And that is a Gwyddy Billy. Man is trying to back ahead with the Bromhead horse. Jamie Codd has obviously tried his hardest to have a winner today. If I'm going to try and get it beat, there's nothing really in the race that significantly stands out. I think, yeah, okay. Probably Willie the Cod. Patrick Moynes and Willie Mullins. Here we go. He's 11-4-5-2. Gwyddy Billy on stats here. Now, I'll give a little rundown on this, what this horse is like. So, Gwyddy Billy, it costs £80,000 a 3-year-old. They bought this horse in for £310,000 as a 4-year-old. Well related, French bred, one and a point to point. It's obviously they seem to think this horse can definitely make its presence felt. Any money for Michael Brazil's horse here has to be noted. Obviously, Golden Wonders. I wasn't very impressed with the gamble they tried to land today. Didn't come off. Others in the race, obviously you can't disrespect Willie Mullins' horse here. Interesting that this horse is going to wear a tongue strap for first time out by Camford Cliffs. We don't see many Camford Cliffs horses on these kind of races, which is quite a standout, I think. Gwyddy Billy's a little bit too short for me. I mean, okay, he's won a pointer. On form, on that kind of line, on the breeding, the fact that it's I think it's a Cheveley Park stud horse, I think. Let's double check. When it loads up. Yeah, it's Cheveley Park stud. 5-4 generally on the market. But I'm going to look around for a bit of value in the race, I think. And I'm going to have a little stab here. I think it's going to be a big price. Let's have a look. Okay, we're looking. I was just looking around for Noel Mead's horse, actually, if I remember rightly. Do you know, I'm very tempted not to even have a bet now in this, because I'm going to keep changing my mind here. I mean, I think Gwyddy Billy is a good bet, 11-8. Willie the Coup, we know about Willie Mullins and Patrick Mullins are just absolutely flying in bumpers. I think we'll give this one a miss, guys, okay? We're not going to have a bet in this one. If I was going to mark your card, like I said, I think Gwyddy Billy is probably the horse to beat. You can't overlook Willie the Coup. The horse I was going to put up as an each way, which was an absolutely huge price here, 40-1, was Weddington Hill of Margaret Mullins. But otherwise, I don't know. I'll probably regret if this horse won the big race. Okay, I'm going to have a little stick at it, okay? We're going to go a half a point. Okay, we're going to go a half a point each way on Margaret Mullins' horse here. And that is Weddington Hill. You get 40-1. Where for 40-1 you can get with Bet365. 40-1. You're going to have half a point each way at 40-1 on Weddington Hill. Could be anything, guys. I think it's worth, you can probably throw a 10 away at this and see how we go. So that is the selections completely done for Newmarket and Punchestown for Saturday. I won't be around. If we've got any booms, I will put up on the Facebook page. But I've got a long day at work tomorrow again. So guys, be lucky. Enjoy the first classics of this weekend. I will be doing a podcast on Sunday morning very early for the 1,000 Guineas and the Newmarket meeting. Until then, guys, be lucky, be safe, and have a good day. All the best, guys.